Help your baby crawl faster. 3 simple tricks that actually work. You're sitting on the living room floor, again, surrounded by the same toys, watching your baby rock back and forth on their hands and knees, and going absolutely nowhere. Every other parent in your group chat seems to have a baby who's already zooming across the room. And you're wondering, am I missing something? Is my baby okay? Am I doing enough? Take a breath. You're exactly where you need to be. And so is your baby. Hey, welcome back. If this is your first time here, I'm so glad you found this video, because today we're talking about one of the most exciting and sometimes nerve-wracking milestones in your baby's first year, learning to crawl. Now, before we get into the good stuff, I want to say something clearly. Crawling timelines vary enormously from baby to baby. Some babies crawl at 7 months, some at 10. Some skip crawling altogether and go straight to pulling up and walking. None of that means something is wrong. Development isn't a race, and your baby isn't behind just because your neighbor's baby is already chasing the dog around the kitchen. What we can do is create the right conditions, the right environment, and the right activities to help your baby build the strength and coordination they need to get moving. And that's exactly what I want to share with you today. So let's start with the foundation of everything. And I mean everything. When it comes to crawling, tummy time. Done consistently, done right. I know. You've heard it 1,000 times. But here's what most people don't tell you. Tummy time isn't just about keeping the back of the head round. It's about building the entire chain of muscles your baby needs: neck, shoulders, core, hips. All the muscles that have to work together the moment your baby decides to push forward on all fours. Here's how to make tummy time actually work for you. Start small. Even 3 to 5 minutes at a time, several times a day, adds up fast. Don't just lay your baby flat on the floor and walk away. Get down there with them. Place a small rolled towel or a firm pillow under their chest to give them a little lift. This takes pressure off their arms and lets them look around more comfortably. Then put something interesting just out of reach. A crinkly toy, your face, a small mirror. Give them a reason to push up, to reach, to work. What you'll notice over time is that your baby starts to hold their head higher and longer. Then their arms get stronger, and they'll start pushing their chest off the floor. That moment when they push up into a mini cobra position, that's huge. That's the beginning of crawl prep. Why does this work? Because crawling requires serious upper body strength. Babies who skip or rush through tummy time often struggle to hold themselves up long enough to figure out the forward movement. You're not just doing an exercise, you're building the architecture. Now, once your baby is comfortable on their tummy and starting to push up, it's time to introduce the second activity. And this one is so simple, but so effective. Supported all fours positioning. Basically, you're going to help your baby experience what it feels like to be in the crawling position before they can get there on their own. Here's how. Sit on the floor with your legs slightly apart and gently place your baby on their hands and knees over your lower leg or a rolled blanket. You're giving their belly a little support so they don't collapse, but their hands and knees are on the floor. Let them stay there for a minute. Rock them gently forward and back. Talk to them. Sing something silly. What this does is remarkable. Babies learn through sensation. When they feel the weight shifting from front to back, from hand to knee, their brain starts to map out the movement pattern. It's called proprioceptive learning. Basically, the body learning what movement feels like before the muscles are strong enough to do it independently. You're essentially giving your baby a preview of crawling, and their nervous system is taking notes. You'll probably see your baby start to push back on their own after a few sessions of this. They might even surprise you with a little lurch forward. When that happens, celebrate it. Make a big deal of it. Babies are incredibly motivated by your reaction. The third activity ties everything together, and it's one parents often overlook. Creating the right physical environment, and I'm talking specifically about the floor. Here's a question for you. Where does your baby spend most of their time practicing movement? If the answer is a soft, cushiony playmat or a deep pile rug, that might actually be working against them. Soft, squishy surfaces are comfortable, yes, but they don't give babies the resistance they need to push off. It's like trying to run in sand. It works eventually, but it's harder than it needs to be. Babies learning to crawl do best on a surface with a little bit of grip and a little bit of firmness. A thin foam mat, a low-pile rug, or even a clean hardwood or tile floor with a grippy outfit can make a real difference. Speaking of outfits, this is one of the most common mistakes I see, and it's completely understandable because no one tells you. Babies in socks on a hardwood floor or in slippery onesies on smooth surfaces are essentially trying to crawl on ice. Their knees and hands can't grip. Every time they try to push forward, they slide. It's frustrating for them, and it can actually delay the development of that forward momentum. Bare feet and bare knees whenever possible, or little soft-soled shoes with grip. It sounds like such a small thing, but it genuinely changes the experience for your baby. Their hands and knees can actually engage the floor, which gives them the feedback they need to coordinate that alternating arm-leg movement that real crawling requires. Now let me address something that doesn't get talked about enough: the pressure parents put on themselves during this stage. You are not doing anything wrong. If your baby is 8 months old and not crawling yet, you are not a bad parent. If your baby hates tummy time and screams through every session, you are not failing them. Babies have their own pace, their own preferences, their own timelines. Your job isn't to force a milestone. Your job is to show up, offer opportunities, and be present. Which, by the way, you're already doing, because you're here, watching this, learning, trying. The most powerful developmental tool your baby has isn't any toy or exercise. It's you. Your voice pulling them toward you. Your face making them want to reach forward. Your hands giving them a safe place to practice and fall and try again. None of that costs anything, and all of it matters more than you know. So here's a simple place to start this week. Pick one of these 3 things: tummy time, supported all fours positioning, or adjusting their practice environment, and focus on it for the next few days. You don't need to do all 3 perfectly from day 1. Just start. Watch your baby. Notice what they respond to. Notice what frustrates them. You know your baby better than any chart or milestone guide ever will. And if you found this helpful, there's a whole series of videos here about the first year of development, everything from building core strength to the transition from crawling to standing. You don't have to figure this out alone. Stick around, take what's useful, and leave the rest. You're doing a great job. And your baby? They're right on the edge of something amazing.